Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. Just depending where you are in the world. I'm here live in London doing the nighttime devotion from Conflict and Courage. The name of the devotional by Ellen White. The title today, What Lack I? Luke 18:18. And a certain ruler asked him, saying, Good master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? The young man who asked Jesus what he should do that he might have eternal life was answered, Keep the commandments. The character of God is expressed in his law, and in order for you to be in harmony with God, the principles of his law must be the spring of your every action. To the words, keep the commandments. Excuse me. To the words, keep the commandments, the young man answered, Which? Christ was speaking of the law given from Sinai. He mentioned several commandments from the second table of the Decalogue. The young man answered without hesitation, All these I have kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? His conception of the law was external and superficial. Judged by a human standard, he had preserved an unblemished character. To a great degree, his outward life had been free from guilt. He verily thought that his obedience had been without flaw. Yet he had a secret fear that all was not right between his soul and God. This prompted the question, What lack I yet? If thou wilt be perfect, Christ said, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. The lover of self is a transgressor of the law. This Jesus desired to reveal to the young man, and he gave him a test that would make manifest the selfishness of his heart. He showed him the plague spot in his character. The young man desired no further enlightenment. He had cherished an idol in his soul. The world was his God. He professed to have kept the commandments, but he was destitute of the principle which is the very spirit and life of them all. He did not possess true love for God or man. This want was the want of everything that would qualify him to enter the kingdom of heaven. In his love of self and worldly gain, he was out of harmony with the principles of heaven. What lack I? So, this young man who kept the commandments, who believed, to everyone that saw him and knew him, probably assumed that he was a very upstanding, godly man, a young man. But Jesus could see right inside of him, right down to his core, the soul, the spirit. And Jesus could say to him, what you lack, is the love for God. Yes, you keep the commandments because you have to. Yes, you do everything that you feel you have to do in life because you have to. But do you do it because you love God? No. Do you do it because you believe Jesus is the Messiah? No. The world was his idol because he had much possessions. He was rich. Rich. I would assume stinking rich. And when Jesus said, give it all up, give it to the poor, come and follow me, this young man was like, I have a lot. And he loved the comforts, the luxuries, the conveniences. And he wouldn't want to give that up just to follow the Christ. And he obviously didn't understand what he had to gain. What lack you? What lack I?